Hello friend, I am Naval. You are watching Code with Naval. Welcome to Angular series part 2. In a part 1 we saw how to create a project, how to download a node Angular and how to configure and how to create our first project. In this video we will see what is the project structure. Okay, for that we have to first open our Visual Studio. I already opened here. Here we have to add our project. For adding a project we can simply go our project folder. Here you can see last time we had, in the last video we saw how to create a project, and this project is created in the last video. Let's drag this project and drop Visual Studio Code, and you can see here our project code is added inside the Visual Studio Code. Okay, you can see here my dream project. In the last video you can see here we have a few folders. Let me go the documentation. Here we have create some documentation. I'll provide this documentation. You can just send me your email id in a comment box, and I'll share this document file. I'll send this document file on your mail id. Let's see the project folder structure. First we have a E2E. Okay, you can see here E2E. Let me read this E2E. In test folder. Mainly E2E is used for integration testing and help ensure the application work fine. That means E2E is used for integration testing. Then we have a node model folder. You can see here we have a node model. If I expand this node model, there is a lots of libraries inside the node model. The npm package install is node model. You can open the folder and see the packages available. You can see here packages, Angular package, Angular dev kit. Okay, all these packages present inside the node model. And then we have a src folder. You can see here src folder. Let me check what inside the src folder. This folder is where we will work on the project using the Angular 7. Inside src you will app folder created during the project setup and hold all the required files of the project for the project. You can see here we have a src folder. In a src folder have a app folder, and whatever we are working, whatever component we are creating inside the app folder. Let me scroll down and we will see here we have also few files. Let's explore those files. First is the angular.json. It basically holds the project name, version of CLI etc. Let me open angular.json file. I'll close this. You can see here angular.json file. Here define the project name, browser target. You can see the project name. Also here define the all required things. You can see here all configuration thing defined inside the angular.json. Let's move the second file, editor configuration. We can configure the editor. Okay, if you want to configure your editor, you can configure editor inside this file. Then we have a git ignore. When we are pushing a data, when we are pushing this application on a GitHub, then that time we have to ignore few files. We don't want to push those folder. I don't want to push this dist folder, temp folder. That means I'll write those folder inside the ignore file, and git will not push those folder on a GitHub. Then we have a package.json file. The package.json file tells which library will be installed into node model. We will run npm install. If I open package.json file, you can see here first here versions. Then you can see here dependencies. Dependencies means all required dependency here added. If we add any new dependency using the command, that will be added inside the dependency. When we share a project, that time we don't share this folder E2E node models. We don't share this folder. We share only src and below files. In that scenario, that particular person have to write a command npm install, and npm install target this file package.json, and that will install all present inside the dependency, that will download all this dependency inside package.json present inside dependency, all this dependency it will download and create a new folder node model, and it will store all dependency inside the node model. Okay, let's move second. We have a ts config that basically contain the compiler option required during compilation. Here in a ts config we have a compiler option, we can configure the compiler. Then we have a tsland json, this is the config file which rule to be considered while compilation. We can set the roles, we can set the rules using the tsland file. We will see in upcoming video in details those things. Then we have a src folder. In a src folder we have a polyfills, this is a mainly used for a backward compatible. You can see inside the src folder, there we have a, let me scroll down, polyfills. This file is responsible for a backward compatible. Then we have a style.css. This file is like a global css. We can define all global css inside the style.css file. Then we have a test.ts. Here the unit test cases for testing the project we will handle. You can see here we have a test.ts. We can write here, if we want to do the unit testing, we can write here unit test cases and we will perform the testing. Then we have a tsconfig app.json. Let me open tsconfig app.json. You can see here this is used for during compilation. It has the config detail that need to be used to run the application. Here we can define a configuration detail. You can see here our file configuration, all this configuration inside tsconfig.app.json. We can add all configuration inside the tsconfig.app.json. Then you have a tsconfig spec.json. This help maintain the detail of testing. Okay, all spec file is related to the testing. Then we have typings.d.ts. It is used to manage the TypeScript definition. This is all our file and folder structure. Let's see the next point. ng model. ng model is imported from Angular/Core and it has object with the following properties. First one is the declarations, second one is the imports, third one is the providers, and fourth one is the bootstrap. Let's see the one by one. Let's see the declaration. First I'll open the app folder. In app folder there is a one default component. Whenever you create a new project, it will provide a one default component. That component name is a app.component.ts. Okay, that component name is a app component. Here we can see, here we have a app-routing.model. You can see, if you remember, in when we create a project, that time we select the routing. Yes, that's why it's showing app.routing.model ts file. Then we have app.component.css. This css file is only applicable for a particular html file, that particular component html file. Okay, then we have app.component.html. This is responsible to show the view, this is responsible to visualize the data. Then we have app.component.specs. As I told you earlier, all specs files related to the testing. Then we have app.component.ts. This is a TypeScript file, that particular component. Here we can add methods, class, whatever we want, we can add inside the app.component.ts. Then we have app.model.ts. This is the main model class. You can see here in this model, here we have a declaration, imports, providers, and bootstrap. As earlier we saw in a document, declaration. Okay, if we read a declaration, in a declaration the reference to the component is stored. You can see here we have a one component. In a declaration we have to declare all component, whatever component we will create, we have to add those component inside the declaration. Let's see the imports. This will have the model import as shown above. At present, browser model is part of the import, which is imported from Angular platform browser. Okay, you can see here in import whatever model we will add, we have to define inside the imports. It might be your custom model or it might be default model, but you have to add those model inside the imports. Then we have a providers is nothing but those provide the outsource data like services is responsible to get get API call and is responsible to get data. We can say we will add all services inside the provider. Then we have a bootstrap. Let me, this has a reference to the default component created. Bootstrap is responsible to call the default component created. Okay, that's all the app component files. Let me run this application. For running application we have two options. Either we will use the external terminal or we can use a internal terminal also. I'll prefer external terminal. For that I'll simply go to the project folder. I'll open this project. You can see I am right now inside the project. I'll simply click here, this all automatically selected, then I'll type simply cmd and press enter. It will open the command prompt. I'll simply type here ng serve. Let me open document. I'll show you one more thing. For running application we have a two option, ng serve and ng serve host. If I want to run the application particular host, particular port, then we have to add here host and port. And the by default ng serve, it will take a 4200 port number. Let me check. It will take some time. You can see here it will run on the localhost 4200 port number. Once your application is run successfully, then you can simply open any browser. I'll open this. I'll type here localhost. Okay, I'll type here localhost 4200 and I'll press enter. You can see here our application is a launch. Welcome to my dream project. Bye bye.